guys.
Awesome
Hi.
backdrop. We love the two Judys over your shoulders.
Thank you, and a big congrats on Judy Blume Forever. It's an eye-opening film about one of America's most beloved, most controversial, but also influential authors of all time. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. So let's begin with you, Ms. Davina. Why Judy Blume Forever? What got you interested in co-directing the film?
Well, about 5 years ago, I was on a road trip with my kids. It was like a 20-hour drive, and I decided to play an audiobook to pass the time. And I chose Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing, one of Judy's early books. And when I hit play, I discovered Judy narrates that book herself. And so her voice filled the car, and I was hearing her voice for the first time, and it hit me in sort of a visceral way that, there's a woman with a story behind these books that I had loved so much as a kid. So I started to do some research and realized there hadn't been a documentary made about this cultural icon, and I decided to reach out.
Oh, now, Miss Leah, talk to us about the creative direction of the film. Let's begin with the mixture of the fantastic animation with the real-life visual.
Well, we wanted to make a coming-of-age story of Judy and her readers, and a coming-of-age story of her books, the characters in her books. So we knew we were interweaving these 3 levels of coming-of-age story, and we couldn't do that with just interviews alone. We had to bring in some more interesting visual elements, especially because how do you capture book excerpts on screen? I mean, they're words on a page. That's not exactly the most visual thing to just watch words on the page. So we decided to work with this great animation duo from the UK, Andrew Griffin and Martin O'Neill, who they go by Martin and Griff, and they use this great kaleidoscopic collage-style animation that sort of really taps into the feeling of each of Judy's book excerpts that we used in the film. And we also decided that when we were going to interview the authors and creators and celebrities and middle schoolers, we wanted to create these beautiful vintage wallpaper backdrops for them. And so we created these sets that were inspired by Judy's original paperback covers of her books.
Now, Ms. Davina, in your research about Judy Blume, what was the biggest discovery about her that you found out?
The biggest discovery for us was the incredible relationship she's had with readers over decades. And that plays out in many ways, but the most important one for us was through these letters that she's received. Since she published Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret, children have been writing to her, really pouring their hearts out to her in these letters that talk about everything from sibling rivalry to divorce to puberty, sex, and also really serious topics, personal trauma, loss, eating disorders. I mean, it just runs the gamut. We were so moved by the way that kids reach out to Judy. It said so much to us about what her books meant to people, that she made people feel so safe that she was the one they chose to turn to. And we knew that the letters were going to be a really important thread in the film.
Wow. Now, Miss Leah, has Judy Blume seen the documentary already?
Yes, she has seen the documentary. She screened it a couple times alone with her family with a private link at home, and then we screened it with her with an audience at the Miami Film Festival, just across the street from the original Books and Books flagship store. Judy and her husband George run a Books and Books in Key West. So we thought it was really appropriate to screen the film with her and with George at the Miami Film Festival. And so she got to watch it with an audience and experience the way an audience experiences watching her life story. I think it's been really emotional for her, she says, to watch the young Judy, the young writer she was, in the course of her development as a writer, and watch her talking about the mistakes that she feels like she made in her life and her divorces and the painful loss of her father when she was in her early 20s. I think it's been really emotional, and I think she's also been really grateful that we included, like Davina said, the letters and the film and the letter writers who she corresponded with for so many years.
But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.